Welcome to Uncommon Courtesy.
We give you the courtesy of conversation
That's uncommonly spoke of.
I'm D-Mac.
I'm Wesley.
And this is the show. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share. Thanks for everybody that supports us, all our subscribers. Shout out to our sponsor, Crime Scene Seasoning by DocLovesTheKids.org. Go ahead and check that out.
Also, we're in the runnings right now for Central Kitsap's Best Podcast Award. So go make sure you check out the link that should be below on the page right here, and also in the descriptions. Vote for Uncommon Courtesy 360 for Best Podcast. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, make sure you just go out and vote, because that's something important. You should practice vote right now on that for us.
Absolutely. So, man, it's been kind of hectic out there with for Joe Biden. I mean, it seems like everybody in his party, all the major networks right now, have really turned against him.
Which is crazy, because it's like the other guy lied through the whole debate, but you on this one guy. But I mean, that's the issue with Democrats right now. There was a guy, Al Franken. Remember him?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Minnesota senator from Minnesota.
Yeah, cool dude. But they found a picture of him hovering his hands over the sleeping lady's boobies. He's a comedian. Remember? And they're like, Democrats want this perfect
Saturday
candidate.
Night Live. Al Franken was on Saturday Night Live. He was a comedian before any of this.
Yeah, he was a comedian before, but you you need to step down. And so he stepped down. I mean, like, they want this perfect candidate, right? Mm-hmm. But it never happens. And Republicans don't care. They don't care. They had to do in Alabama that was known to touch little girls and chase after him, even when he was young, like a young adult. They didn't care. They're like, get him elected because they want power. Now, let me say this. Dear Democrats, you're at an important moment right now that you were already at last time. You've been here a couple of times. All right? Check this out. You didn't vote for Hillary Clinton because you felt some type of way. And what did they do? Donald Trump won. They took away women's rights. You lost how many Supreme Court seats?
They're 6-3 right now. 6-3 vote all day in America.
All day. And they're changing everything right now. Now you're at another position. You have Joe Biden may not be the top of his game anymore. But if you don't vote for him, you know what's coming. You know what's going to happen. You've been here before. And they're not going to play it out on the internet, because the 2025 project is going to get rid of all that. You're not going to be able to talk about it in public, because the 2025 project is going to get rid of all that. You know what I saw about the 2025 project? They said that every person that ever goes to like public school has to take the military exam. And the only kids that will be exempt from it are ones that went to private schools, because public schools are federally funded.
It's kind of crazy. His whole party's been kind of on his back about stepping down. You got plenty of House Democrats to come out against him. I think Senator Warren, I think he's from Virginia. I think he came out against him as well. Warren may be from Oregon. I can't remember for sure, but it's either Virginia or Oregon. But he came out against him as well too, asking him to step down, basically saying he's going to get together a bunch of other senators, like 5 other senators, and try to push for them to step down. My biggest thing is this right here. What we don't really understand is that, first of all, he was the only candidate we felt. We've already had a primary on him before. It was 4 years ago. He was much quicker, a lot more cognizant, of course. But at the same time, we've seen him in a field versus who else could have been president, and we didn't like them. So that's pretty much what they're going to give us again with 3 months left. And on top of that, only having 3 months left, this guy's already been vetted. We pretty much know what they think is in his background. You bring somebody new up, they got 3 months to basically smear this person. It takes about 2 years for a person to run for president. So you got 2 years for that person to debunk whatever those things are. They got time. If they can just push for a 90-day smear campaign, like, what you think that's going to work on enough of America where you're going to lose to this other person anyway?
Before you can even debunk anything. That's the whole point. Think about it. They started with Hillary Clinton early. When Benghazi, they went crazy on that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Had hearings, all kind of stuff on it. And it's just like, it happened.
Yeah, there's really nobody else. I mean, there's really nobody else who we can bring in right now. They tried to say that Harris is looking at 42 to 43 up. Trump's up 43. She would be at 42%. I don't believe that at all. I think I
know somebody that could win.
Who you think?
Same person I always name, buddy. Tom Hanks.
Man, let's think
about it.
Tom Hanks is not going to. Come on.
Tom Hanks, or even The Rock, Dwayne Johnson could probably run right now and win. Everybody likes The Rock. It is a popularity
Everyone
contest.
likes you until they got 90 days to spend $500 million against you.
How bad can you make Tom Hanks look in 90 days?
Listen, on top of that, at the same time, not only do they have that time frame to do that in, you have to also look at it from the perspective of they've got that time frame. Plus, they can look at you and say, you guys knew this guy was a vegetable if that's what they think he is. Oh, you guys knew this. How long?
But
he
makes great policy.
Can you trust this party?
But he makes great policy.
The point of it is though, it's like they're looking at they're pointing out everyone who's a part of this campaign. Yeah. Everyone who's put their hand on Joe Biden, pushed him forward. They're gonna look at them and say they're tainted. So you just have a really bad.
Or maybe they should, like I said, they should come out and say like this. What's the lady that died when she was a Supreme Court justice? Ginsburg or whatever. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Check it out. It's the same. We're dealing with the same thing right now. If Joe Biden passes away somehow, or he's too old after the election, then you have the vice president to come up and take his place. Correct?
Absolutely.
Now, you should just be banking on that. Let him look. There's too much at risk for this one. I don't want no 2025 project. And it's crazy how we're the only people really covering it. Yeah. Us and all the underground people. I don't want none of that. None of that.
I think I'm seeing a lot of people online. Maybe it's just because of the algorithm or whatever. But as far as just private people really starting to come out and put it and paste it online and showing people that it's out there, that this is what's about to happen. But the biggest thing that we have to look at when it comes to before any of that is that the Supreme Court that he's put up there, he's applied 3 of the 9. There were already 3 Republicans on there before that. So he's applied 3 of the 9. They've already laid the groundwork for him to come in and do exactly what this 2025 project is proposing, getting rid of all these departments. They've already made it so these departments can't even follow through on what they're supposed to be there for. Yeah. The SEC can no longer impose penalties on stock market companies, Wall Street companies at all. They can't do it. And so this is kind of
so they can do the Great Recession every 4 years if they feel like it, every 2 years.
They have to take them. These
are the regulations that Obama put in place after the stock market crashed, and we went into that recession after George Bush got out of office. You know what I'm saying? Like these are the regulations that were put there so they couldn't bet on your home or give you these outlandish home loans where the interest just raised so much where you couldn't afford the home anymore. Like there's a lot of stuff. I mean, they're milking us all dry, basically, and we're all just sitting there kind of taking it, hoping that this candidate will do it, will save us. But here's America. We have to save ourselves. Vote for who you want to vote for. Like, that's not on me. You know what my mom always said? I was like, Mom, who you vote for? And she said, none of your damn business. That's why voting is private. You go into a booth and do it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, don't get me wrong. I definitely believe that. But I think if you want my personal opinion is if you're looking for your freedoms to not be taken away from you, if you're looking for America to pretty much stay on sort of the same path. I mean, yes, there's some variables, things that we need to fix. We talk about inflation. Of course, those things that needs to be fixed. Income inequality as far as like how much pay gaps in pay, as far as how much people are being paid, minimum wages, things of that nature. Yeah, that needs to be fixed. But we're pretty much on a pretty good course right now. We're ahead in all of this, and we're not getting our rights taken away from us. So that's why I feel like you vote for the people who you see who are not doing that.
And when we go into an authoritarian rule, there is no freedom. Mm-hmm. If they don't like something you're doing, like this whole thing, everyone has the right to talk smack about Joe Biden right now because he's president. Yeah, he had a bad debate. He looks like Sleepy Joe. You have a right now to talk bad about Joe Biden. When Donald Trump gets into office, the rules that he's going to set, you can't talk bad about him. It'll be against the law.
Yeah.
You won't have freedom of speech anymore. That's what's going on. That's your freedom.
And people think that if you're saying the direct thing of freedom of speech, he's going to take away the right. He's going to take away the right to be able to speak negatively about his administration or about this. It's going to not seem like that he's taking this right away from you, but it's just going to seem like I'm just saying this about this one thing. And then eventually it turns into something else. This is how all these things tend to work out. At the end of the day, they start off one place and they end up somewhere else. Yes. This is what I always.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Exactly right there. Like, yeah, you won't be able to talk bad about him. Then you won't be able to talk bad about his administration. Then you won't be able to talk bad about his policy, or it'll be jail time or a fine. That's what's on the line right now. I've been saying that forever. It's freedom.
Yep, you've been saying that since the beginning of the time.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.